Wildcard is an opportunity that Sadler's Wells have set up. So they invite a choreographer to come in and curate their own wildcard. They call it wildcard because they're not in control. They really do hand over the reins to a choreographer and allow them to realise a night in their own vision. For me, I'm passionate about collaboration, and so that became a kind of core thread throughout my wildcard evening here at Sadler's Wells. The production of mine called Empathy, when we were developing it, I invited a set designer called Newman to create a lighting design, a scenography that would support this theme of empathy. And I said to them, can you create cruel architecture on stage? And it's because I was looking at this idea of the empathy spectrum and the extremes of too much empathy or too little, and what happens when that occurs. And I was particularly interested in how my audience might shift their levels of empathy towards the performers. Laser light came about because it felt a direct response to this idea of cruel design or cruel architecture. There's an inherent cruelness in the dividing of the space, and then how the dancers operate when all of a sudden they've gone from working very closely together to a laser piercing through the space and dividing it up. After a while, the laser became almost like an additional performer in the space. There was a moment in the performance where my performer is in the center, she's alone in the space, and all of a sudden two lasers appear, two laser parallel lines, and she becomes fixed inside a corridor. We reference this as a tightrope walker. She's playing with balancing on the line and playing with the laser. I see it like a duet. When I was invited to curate an evening, wildcard evening here at Sadler's Wells, it happened to come about near to Piano Day, which is on the 29th of March. And previously I'd worked with Nils Frahm as a composer. So already I was thinking, how can I incorporate Piano Day into my wildcard event? And it actually acted as a really nice through line for the entire evening in terms of bringing in the piano physically. There is a live piano in the space. Inviting the audience to acknowledge and celebrate the piano, but then also look at how other artists are responding or utilising the piano in the broader sense. And then there's one aspect of the night that's entirely improvised, and that's inviting two incredible performers, one from the world of music, which is John Farrar, and one from the world of dance, which is Maeva Berthelot. And both of them have really incredible careers. They've never worked together before. They've never met before. So on the day of the show, they will come together, meet one another for the first time, and then it's all about what happens on the night. So they have, I'm calling it an encounter, and it's just as much how they feed off one another as they feed off the audience that are there on the night as well.